Bing! It's story time. Story time. Let's read it story time. Story time. I'm geeked at story time. Story time. You and me, it's story time. Story time. Let's achieve. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Story Time with me, Kayla. How is your Sunday going? I hope you had a pretty cool weekend, and if you did anything cool, let me know in the comments below. Now today, we have another special author feature. We are going to take a look at a book from brand new author Nia Obotette. She has written a super fun book, and I think it's the first of its kind that I've ever read, and I am so excited to share with you all tonight. So, without further ado, the book we will be reading tonight is called Dun, da, 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 I Am A Triathlete, written by Nia Obotette and illustrated by Adriel Meka. You ready to see what this book is all about? Ready, set, let's begin. I Am A Triathlete, written by Nia Obotette and illustrated by Adriel Meka. Now, before we begin, does anyone know what a triathlon is? That's a special race that includes swimming, biking, and running. And we get to learn about even more. Here we go. She signed it for us. It says, Kayla, thank you for inspiring kids to read. Thank you, Nia. Thank you so much, Nia. I appreciate you. She dedicates this book to her family, friends, and especially her nieces, nephews, and cousins. She also wants to give acknowledgments to the online communities, Fitnatics Iron Girls, Girls on the Run, Black Girls Run, International Association of Black Triathletes, Black Girls Do Bike, and Black Triathlete Association. And she also wants to give thanks to Anita A.C. Clinton and also her other SOAR sisters. Shout out to all of you all. Hey! Here we go. Reading was something Nia really enjoyed. She would choose printed books over digital toys. Comfy and cozy in her favorite nook, Nia was often surrounded by so many books. Treasuring the smell of a new book in her hands, she would often start reading and forget she made plans. Oh my goodness, I need a setup like that. The library was where Nia spent most of her time. Each book that she read would help sharpen her mind. That's where she first saw it, written in bold, on bright colored paper, tucked in a book's fold. One sheet of paper with edges a bit frayed. Nia started to read it, but what did it say? She found a little note in the book. Come swim, come bike, come run. A triathlon is so much fun. She paused for a moment and started to think. What if I try something new? She said with a wink. What happens if she did try something new other than just reading? Dozens of thoughts went through Nia's head, but then she remembered all the stories she'd read. Tales that had challenges and poems about pain. Stories filled with courage and some filled with gain. A triathlon could be difficult. She could try and then fail. So Nia took a deep breath and some time to exhale. You gotta think about it. She was feeling all these emotions: determination, excitement, anticipation, curiosity, hopefulness, fear, certainty, anxiety, reflection, uncertainty, and empowered. A click of her phone, and there was the site. She would talk with her family and sign up that night. She scoured the internet and checked out some books. She came across a video she could not overlook. This inspirational video planted a seed and reflected the pressure we all feel to succeed. The more Nia watched, the more she learned that courage is not given, it's only earned. If she trained and prepared, there will be no reason to despair. She could define what is success by showing up and doing her best. Nia checked her calendar and made a plan. The very next day, her training began. Ooh, she got right to it. That's what you gotta do. Soon, the excitement turned into regret when she fell off her bike and got very upset. She wasn't even sure she wanted to try anymore. Every day that she trained, her muscles were sore. It's going to be rough at the start, but once you continue doing it, it's going to get easier and easier. Pushing past her aches and her pains to become an athlete, Nia got back on her bike the very next week. A triathlon includes 3 parts, not just one. She still needed to train for the swim and the run. But she's doing it on that bike. So if she got that down, then she could definitely get swimming. Each step of her training made her feel so alive as she started enjoying being outside. Sometimes she would walk, sometimes she would run, but she just kept on moving as each mile was done. Nia practiced transitioning from her bike to the run, improving her time as she practiced each one. She has to practice transitioning too, because you want to be the fastest, as fast as you can be. Nia thought of the video about being her best, that if she kept training, she'd soon see progress. But training to swim did not come with ease. The thought of drowning made her weak at the knees. She sat at the edge with tears in her eyes, trying her very best not to cry. "No," she said with new determination, "I won't let this challenge steal my motivation. I won't stop until I am done. I will practice really hard. I will overcome." Yes, yes, yes. She can and she will. Weeks went by as her training increased. Just thinking of the triathlon made her heart skip a beat. The day of the triathlon, it was quite a busy scene as everyone gathered to organize their things. Oh, the day has come. Nia took a deep breath to help calm her fears and carefully set about preparing her gear. Oh, all pink everything. I love it. Ready, set, go! Nia took off in stride, determined to leave all her fears far behind. First the swim, then the bike, and finally the run. Nia was close to the finish line. Her challenge was nearly done. All that preparing, and she's taking off. Crossing the finish line filled Nia with pride. Just remembering when she started the race, she felt terrified. As she looked at her medal, she started to say, "If I put my mind to it, I can find a way. Today, I am a triathlete. Tomorrow, who knows? Maybe one day, I will challenge the pros." Nothing compared to the medal in her hand as she thought about all the hardships she had to withstand. But she did it, right? She was determined. See what happens when you're determined? When you set a goal and you're determined to reach that goal. She did what she needed to do. Nia thought about the morning she had to get up and train, sometimes having to run in the rain. She didn't let a little drizzle stop her. Nia thought about what happens when you have the will to try something new and increase your skills. Nia had spent weeks in the pool and time in the gym just to conquer her fear to swim. Nia pulled out her phone and reflected on the day. She hit record and started to say, "Weeks ago, I would never believe that being a triathlete was something I could achieve. All of my planning and reading of books, scouring the internet, and the labor it took. As I look at my medal, what a success! Simply by showing up and doing my best." Never underestimate how your life might unfold when you try something different, something really bold. Change only happens when you try and explore, by saying yes to adventure when it knocks on your door. Amen to that. Nia shared the video. She was surprised as it soared, but it gave her an idea that she really adored. Having learned firsthand of the effort it took, Nia was inspired to write her own swim, bike, and run book. Aww, you can do it. Here's your medal. The end. Yes, K-Crew! Didn't you just love this book? Now, not only did we learn about triathletes, but we also got some pretty powerful messages that pertains to every life situation. Now, I hope you enjoyed reading this book as much as I did. To find your copy, make sure to head on over to her website, www.niatheauthor.com. And also be sure to follow her on social media at Nia the Author. Now, before we leave, I want to give a big shout out to Miss Nia for not only sending in this book, but for also writing it, because the messages in this book are amazing. So thank you. Now, before we leave, I want to leave you all with my favorite quote. If I put my mind to it, I can find a way. Always remember that. I thank you all so much for joining me, but it's time to sing goodbye. Are you ready? Here we go. Goodbye, 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 my friends. Goodbye to you. I hope to see you again real soon. Be proud of all your work tonight. Now climb into bed and sleep real tight. On the count of 3, let's say goodnight. 1, 2, 3, go!